Back in the desert of Nevada, a Mononychus roams. We've talked about this dinosaur before on the channel, and while it does classify as a carnivorous dinosaur, it is not the subject of today's video. When we originally covered it, we said the Mononychus is one of the fastest dinosaurs that Ingen has ever created. And while that is still true, there are other dinosaurs that are faster. But much like the Roadrunner, the Mononychus is very agile and even more surveillant of its surroundings. But as the light begins to dim, there are predators that stalk the horizon. Quickly, a small predator takes down the Mononychus with incredible ease, and that predator in question is a Suskityrannus, a small theropod from early Cretaceous America, and one that has gradually been making its way back to its homeland. This bird-like dinosaur has been spotted quite a lot in the past couple of months over the southern United States. While it's only been spotted in 3 states, in 2 of them there was over 30 Suskityrannuses. And while it is a smaller dinosaur, this still has become quite a big issue in this area. The epidemic has become so bad to where the government has tried stepping in and relocating them, but even if they did, it seems their production numbers would go up through the roof and they would take over that spot too. Because of that, some people are even suggesting to move them to Antarctica, making them the first dinosaur to appear there, which is pretty funny and kind of cool in a way. The main problem with having so many of these dinosaurs around is how they eat and especially how they hunt. While they aren't pack hunters, they do hunt in a style that is very dangerous to livestock and even people. While it does hunt small dinosaurs too, this hasn't stopped it from taking down goats, sheep, and even a few cows. And people aren't all that safe either. While not confirmed, there is an alleged report of a man being attacked by one in Oklahoma. Even though he survived, it was still a pretty gnarly scene, although that report is still very alleged and has not been confirmed yet, as said. With a small size of about 15 feet long and only about 3.5 feet tall though, they are not at first a huge threat. Like I mentioned, they aren't pack hunters, so they usually stay to themselves, and because of that, they can be easily taken down. But know that these guys are excellent camouflagers and use that to their advantage while stalking their prey. Their large eyes are also some of the best of any theropod we've ever seen. It makes it very easy for them to see things during the dusk time especially, which is why we see it hunting during the evening. But no matter where and what it hunts, there is still the question of why is there so many of them? Well, first we have to talk about how Ingen themselves are not actually suspected of making this guy. Instead, Biosyn are the ones that are presumed to have actually been the culprits. In the Biosyn breakout of 2020, an event that happened where a bunch of Biosyn animals escaped a foundation of theirs in the US, this is one of the dinosaurs that is suspected to have escaped. Being such a small dinosaur, they probably cloned quite a few of them, and you can kind of see how after reproducing for a couple years, that can cause a big issue. And another factor also plays into how these guys are such a nuisance to society. You remember at the start of the episode, we talked about the Mononychus, a dinosaur which I've said in the past is one of the fastest we've ever known. And that's still true, it is a very fast dinosaur, but it is only one of the fastest. You see, the fastest dinosaur we've ever known to be cloned by Biosyn or Ingen combined is the Suskityrannus. Running up to speeds of 80 kilometers per hour, the Suskityrannus is by far the fastest dinosaur we've ever seen touch the entire world, which is another big reason it's able to take down speedsters like the Mononychus. But is it fast enough to avoid its own capture? As a car pulls up on our Susky, it decides that it's probably time to hightail it out of here. A big reason why people are so hell-bent on capturing it is not only because of the epidemic they cause, but as well as that, people mistake it for another small dinosaur, a velociraptor. In fact, for many years, Suskityrannus was actually thought to be a species of dromaeosaur that lived in New Mexico. However, after further study, it seems it was an incredibly basal tyrannosaur. Sadly, this confusion leads to a lot of killing of Suskityrannus, and while there is a good number of individuals to do that too, it still is something that no one is recommending. Suskies lack a lot of the key features that a lot of other raptors do, especially the infamous toe claw that those dinosaurs have. And trust, we will be covering enough raptors this season to where eventually you'll know the difference. But that is all I have on this interesting little tyrant. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully next time we'll cover a somewhat different type of carnivore. But as always, remember, if something chases you, run.